What is going on, guys? My name is Tefty. Welcome to Dank Talk number 25.
25. Is that correct?
I don't know. I don't speak Spanish, actually. I'm fake. I'm fake like that.
He said actually, which means he does, just low key.
No, definitely not. I wish.
Wait, so what number is this? 20 something?
25, man.
26. 25 in Espanol.
You don't speak, you don't have all the numbers? You don't have all the numbers?
It is right. It's 25. You
See,
are
I know what I'm talking
yes.
about.
25.
And last one was 24. Oh my god.
Oh, good lord, man. Let's go get horchata. I'm hungry now.
And then tomorrow
we went from Spanish to Jamaican. What are you doing, Tefty?
Listen, it's a buffet of accents that I offer up, and it's no single one. All right.
That's a mouthful.
Delish.
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
Delish.
That's right. So there's some things to talk about. First things first, GuardianCon, guys.
But before we go to GuardianCon, we're gonna go ahead and introduce who we are.
All right, we got BlueWestlo VersusTheStream.
Hey.
I think they know who you guys are.
What's up? Hey, how you doing?
I think they know who you guys are.
Hey, how are you? So GuardianCon.
How are you?
GuardianCon. All right, great. Yeah, we had both Versus and I were at GuardianCon.
I wasn't at GuardianCon, but I took part in probably the craziest stream I've ever.
That's true.
Life,
let's back it all the way up to the charity streams, okay? Because like the charity stream leading up to it. First off, the community as a whole ended up raising over $1 million.
Insane,
Ridiculous.
insane amount.
Ridiculous. In 7 days, we raised. Actually, I guess if you include the actual GuardianCon,
1.2.
well, yeah, it was 1.2 by the end of the stream.
Well, 1.28, I think. So basically,
That was at the end of it all, right?
That was at the end of the convention.
Yeah.
So let's say 10 days, the community raised nearly $1.3 million for St. Jude's Children's Hospital research. That is
gnarly,
insane, guys.
Actually insane.
That's
actually
GDQ
insane.
type numbers. Like, this is the second time we've done this,
Mm-hmm.
and it's already hit GDQ type numbers. That's insane.
Yeah, and to give some massive perspective on GDQ versus GuardianCon, GDQ gets like 100,000 to 200,000 live viewers in their streams, and we get
daily.
like 3 to 10,000 live viewers.
10,000's like the last day and the first day.
Yeah.
There's usually 3,000 every like in between.
I mean,
which is insane.
It's insane. To even compare those numbers, it's crazy. Like what kind of charity support's happening?
Exactly. Imagine if we had GDQ numbers, dude.
We would run.
It's just
everything.
It just comes apart with how tight knit the community is. So it really is unlike any other stream, which is why GuardianCon has become such a big deal, because it is insane that we have these numbers that compare to these 100K, 200K streams, but we are raising just as much and sometimes more than these gigantic streams.
Mm-hmm.
So it just goes to show how incredibly close the Destiny community is and how many people are not just here for Destiny, but for the people that stream Destiny, which is extremely unique, because I think the Destiny directory is just complete. There is no other directory that is exactly like Destiny directory.
No other
this
directory.
Is probably the most family directory that there is on Twitch, quite honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Don't at me. That's what I believe.
I believe it too. 100%. I mean, we've all seen it and witnessed it and experienced it. It's like it's that type of thing in the Destiny directory. So the fact that it extends even further and goes to a convention and helps raise money for charity is just very heartwarming.
It's unbelievable. And you guys, Blue, you did the Dream Team one with Fruit and Robbie.
Oh,
that one was
you guys knocked
crazy.
out of the park.
Yeah, dude. It was funny because we were actually really scared because it's been so long since we have done like something like that together, and we've always been doing Dream Team videos for ever since February, I think the month before February. I want to say, no, it was about February when we started doing Dream Team videos. But, obviously back then we used to get like insane numbers. Like we get like 300,000 views a video. So, and now with the content drought, it's like, okay, well, in a Dream Team video, we'll probably get about 100,000. So we were a little nervous because it had been almost a year since we actually did a Dream Team stream. And it had been a long time since we had put up like gnarly numbers for videos. So we were like, dude, like what if we like raise like no money? Like what if people like don't care about us anymore?
Yeah, right.
Because you do forget sometimes that Destiny community the numbers might slow down a little bit, but the people that were there from year one are still going to come back for big things, and they're still going to come back for obviously the main things like DLC, obviously with Destiny 2 coming out. All the people that kind of put it on the back burner are still going to come back. The people that might not be here right now doesn't mean that they don't show up for very important things.
Yeah.
So it was just insane to see the amount of numbers we got. Just being a part of it, it was like 4 hours of just, it's like a dream. Like you can't even describe, like you're walking on a cloud, like you were actually dreaming on a cloud for like 4 hours because you can't comprehend it until after you click stop stream. So
yeah,
it was weird. It was insane. It really all started around.
How much did you guys raise in your block?
So we raised just over 93,000, I believe. Like 93,000, like 300.
4 hours.
And it was crazy because
hours.
Once they were done, Datto went live, and for the next hour, the notifications from their block was still showing up during Datto's block.
See, I felt really bad because the second we stopped streaming, and Datto was like, "Thanks, guys. I can't believe I have to go on after that." But I was like, "Datto, no, come on, man!" Like, and Datto ended up raising up a shit ton of money too. So it's like, I felt really bad because I knew that we did break the notifications, and I pretty much knew that we were going to have a bunch of our notifications up on Datto's stream because of how far behind we were. I think when we ended the stream, we were just so far behind on donation notifications, and it was insane. We broke so much crap, and it really all started right around the third hour when I had basically kind of like tried to push, like I was like, hey, like if we could all get like $1 donations, like that'd be like $10,000, like right there, guys. Like I don't know. So then Fruit started doing it and Rob started doing it. So I mean, me and Rob were the hype men for like the entire stream, and Fruit was just reading the donations right around the 3 hour mark, and that went on till the end of the stream, really. I mean, it never stopped. Like 2.5 hours in, we kind of started pushing like that. Dude, everyone, why don't we get like $1 donation train going on? Everyone can do it. I know you can afford $1, which turned into more people wanting to donate more money, which turned into it never stopping because nobody wanted to hear Fruit stop talking. So then me and Rob were like, dude, why is Fruit catching up? Like, why are you guys letting him catch up? Like, come on, chat. Like, that's ridiculous, dude. Like, break this man, make this dude pass out. And everyone just kept donating, and it was just 4 hours of hype. I can't describe the feeling that I got after the stream ended. It was like, okay, I just probably did the most important thing I've ever done in my entire life. Now what?
It's awesome, man. Yeah. That's the other thing too. Coming off of that, it can be really difficult because it's so much hype and compression into a 4 hour block, and then you're done. You're like, I have to go sleep and then wake up and think about that.
What do I do? Yeah. We literally sat there for half an hour, just like, Jesus.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What did we like? I can't believe we just raised that much money, because we really were nervous. Like, dude, like, what if nobody donates? Like, we're getting like so hyped up, and we always do get hyped up, and I always forget how big we are, I guess. But Broman was like, oh, dude, like Dream Team, oh, you guys are going to smash it. And Broman's such a nice dude, but I was like, Broman, dude, like, please don't like put these standards on us, man. Like, I'm nervous, man. So and after the end of it, I was okay.
You want Broman to say you're going to do an adequate job?
I hope the Dream Team does an adequate job, please, and thank you. If they totally average numbers, that would be fine. At the end of the day, I mean, it's all for charity, though.
Exactly.
And it doesn't matter if we raised almost nothing or a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
And that goes to pretty much every streamer. It doesn't matter if it was 5,000. It doesn't matter if it was 100,000. The fact that it all goes to such an important place means the world. And I mean, a lot of people's lives were changed. I think that's the one thing that was the most important thing that we wanted to do when we did our stream, is whenever people donate, they're like, oh, dude, Dream Team, like, you guys are doing such a good thing. And it was like, dude, we're not doing anything. Like, the stream, you guys, the viewers, you are the ones who are changing people's lives. We are just here streaming video games. You guys are the ones who are actually making this happen.
Actually changing lives. Yep.
Destiny directory is insane.
It
I love
is
Destiny directory.
absolutely. You helped me on my block too, which thank you for staying up that late because I know it's super late for you. But if I hit 25K, we would do a 1v1 Hilt Tilt edition, and we did right at the very end during my block, which was awesome. And Blue won by a scrap, but that's also because he's exceptionally gifted with hilts.
Yeah, I don't have to shoot my gun. Anything that involves not shooting, I'm exceptional at. I'm really good melee. I think the melee just comes like with practice of being a cheesy warlock.
Oh, that's what it is. Of course, day one warlocks have more abilities.
Yeah, I have more experience. My melee points are maxed out in this RPG that we call life.
Oh man, that's great. Also, during the DCP block, we had a goal which I had thrown out there during the middle of it, and I didn't think we were going to hit it. And then right at the very end, we hit 60,000, and I did a karaoke version of Shake Your Fantasy with memes.
Yeah, that was so awesome.
Oh my God, yeah.
Did not expect to do it. So I was like, oh yeah, if we hit this, sure, I'll do that.
Bad.
I think everyone wanted that. I think everyone wanted to Shake That Fantasy live. That was amazing. That's history.
Come take a chance.
God. That was so dumb.
I was hoping we hit it during your block, just because I wanted to hear it live. But when you hit it during DCP, I was like, this is it. And then watching like Pope and Holtz and Breyer all like dancing along too, it just made it even better. Pope had like those dumb like 6 pairs of glasses on his head.
Yeah, for every 10,000 he put a pair of glasses on.
It was so trippy too. Like it's like one of those like life glitches where you look at it, it's like, what the I was confused.
I was like, is his head photoshopped?
It looked so weird, dude. And then God, it was insane. I mean, the support for all the groups was out of this world.
Yeah, exactly. Out of this world.
DCP, you guys raised
60.
What, 50?
It was,
60.
Yeah, 60K.
50, I was going to say 55, but 60. Yeah, like you guys raised an insane amount of money. I mean, but it wasn't you guys. It was the community.
It's a community. Yeah, exactly. That at the end of the day, the Destiny community raised
everyone.
Yeah, over $1.2 million, like nearly $1.3 million.
Yeah, it wasn't just Goth. It wasn't just Brahman. It wasn't just Dream Team. Exactly. It wasn't just DCP. It wasn't just. It was every single streamer, every single person who was in the chat, every single person who donated.
Yep.
It really shows how far this community can go, despite it being considered a niche community.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is still insane, but it's such a unique community, and it does so many things that you'd expect bigger communities to do.
Mm-hmm.
But it does them on a larger scale that those bigger communities do as well, which is just there's no other place like Destiny Direct.
I mean, honestly, sometimes even the bigger communities can't even achieve it because they don't have the same sense of community. That
we smash a lot of things that I think a lot of others do, and you don't expect that. And especially from the like Twitch in general, it still seems like GuardianCon isn't that big of a deal. But I think after this year, it was a really big exclamation point on GuardianCon. It was like, yeah, this is a serious thing. We just raised coming up on $1.5 million. We are a serious thing. Like this is a serious charity event. This is something that and I think Gotham Broman really wanted that as well. This is a serious thing. This isn't just like a little Destiny stream. This isn't just a little thing. This is a really big thing Twitch wide. This is more than just Destiny at this point.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think it became very obvious this year, whereas last year it was a little.
Last year it was an experiment.
Growing pains. Yeah, it was an experiment, and this year it was like, I mean, we're here. Like, this is Destiny, bro.
Yes.
Like, what up?
Speaking of last year, so the conference last year was a good conference, but it was very unorganized, and it didn't have a lot. It was experimental and didn't have a lot for things to do for people who were attending. Like it was like, okay, meet and greets, but then afterwards, it wasn't a lot to do at GuardianCon 1, DestinyCon, I should say. This year, way different, way more organized, way more space. Way more things to do, and you couldn't actually see everything because some things were scheduled during the same time blocks because there was multiple stages and all that. So it was just like a really great job to Kevin, Goth, Broman, everybody who worked on putting the event together.
Omniwaffle.
Yeah, Omniwaffle. Yeah, like they knocked it out of the park because If you compare the two from last year to this year, like night and day difference.
Night and day. It's night and day. Like when I went in there the day beforehand and I saw everything, I was like, wow. Like the space, because it's right next to where it took place last year. Like they're connected to each other.
Yep.
So you can see where it took place last year, and it's a huge difference. And they did, like you said, a way better job this year. It wasn't perfect, like 100% perfect, but
definitely wasn't perfect.
Now next year they're taking it to an actual convention center.
Yep.
And I feel like that's where a lot of things are in place now. Now they just have to grow upon it. They're gonna have, I expect, way more booths. I expect way more sponsors to have their own booths. Like this year, Elgato was there, but it was only just like for people who are streaming from there. So like myself, I streamed from GuardianCon. Thanks to Elgato, they had like a little booth in the VIP room. But next year, I expect them to have like a booth where they'll be selling their products. I expect DX Racer, because DX Racer even shows interest in it.
Yep.
I expect it to be way bigger. Like this year, there was like 6,000 people there per day, something like that. I expect next year to be close to 10,000.
Yeah,
like, no
for sure.
problem. Especially the hype of Destiny 2.
Destiny 2
I'm
is
sure
going
a
to
lot
blow
of
it up.
it. Yeah. I think it's also important to note that even despite it being year 3, we still don't have like the numbers that I think a lot of people are interested in Destiny year 1. Like if you look at Destiny year 1, it's like everything was insane. We had people watching tons of YouTube videos. We had one of the biggest directories on Twitch for like a year. We had just the interest was through the roof, and we've kind of been skating on those small content updates as we go, but those don't bring the same numbers and I guess expansion to a community, because the reality is the community has really just stayed the same size ever since around like year 2.
Yeah.
And it's never grown, but it's never gotten smaller. But with Destiny 2 coming up, I think, what Ab said, like this is insane potential for GuardianCon to expand past what it is right now. And I totally expect like 10,000 people per day next year.
Yep.
With Destiny 2 being hyped. So
if Destiny 2 is successful, then yes, it could even double the numbers if Destiny 2 is successful and knock it out of the park.
Yeah, for sure. And like, remember TwitchCon, TwitchCon's first ever TwitchCon, developers use that to show off new games, like Paladins. Remember Tefty when we went there, they showed that was like a place for Paladins. So like, I wonder if the potential is going to grow to where the point where Bungie will even reveal things at GuardianCon. You know, they're like, GuardianCon exclusive, we're going to reveal a new DLC or like a new mode or like a new update or something like that. Like stuff like that, potential for things like that would be pretty cool.
That would be super dope. Like if you attend GuardianCon, you get like a cool emblem or something as well. If from Bungie,
that'd be cool. Yeah,
like, that would be insane.
Yeah, that'd be really super dope. Like a St. Jude's type emblem or something. Like, that'd be so dope. That'd be so cool. And I think the more it grows, the more Bungies want to be involved, because this year Cosmo and Deej went there.
Yep.
So it's like, I think more and more you're gonna have Bungie employees wanting to get more involved, finding ways to help and stuff like that. And I think it's gonna be really cool. I think it's gonna grow bigger than any of us are anticipating. Right now we're saying, oh yeah, it's like 10,000, but like, what if? Like I have like feeling it's be even bigger than any of us are expecting. Like to be the same way RTX is happening this week, and you think about it, it started off with just the guys at Rooster Teeth. You know, they build this convention thing where people can come to. Now it's huge. It's like, it's big, and I expect something like that with this as well.
It's so big that some people don't even know like what RTX actually means. Like they go to the event, it's like Oh, I'm going to RTX. It's like, what is RTX? Oh, it's Rooster Teeth. It's like, oh, what?
Oh, who's that?
What?
There's just really more games and stuff to play.
You might even get, I mean, in the future, it's like some people might even go to GuardianCon. It's like, I don't even play Destiny. I don't even go to GuardianCon, but like this is such a big event, and so many of my friends are going that play this game. It's like I figured, like, why the hell not? I get to meet some Twitch streamers that I see. I get to talk to, I get to like see like these vendors. I get to like maybe even see like cool stuff from like what Ab's talking about. Like maybe like some people like reveal stuff for games there.
I know that I know Gotham Berman want to actually take it in that direction where it's not just 100% focused on Destiny, and it does grow into more.
Which they showed that this year.
Yeah,
they showed
it's possible. We had a lot of really, really cool guest streamers. But we had Elheim, we had
Ninja,
Duck Sauce.
We had Ninja. We had Duck Sauce.
Duck Sauce was a huge surprise, honestly, because Duck Sauce stopped streaming. He does like voice acting mainly now, so that was a huge surprise that he would like actually take time to actually come stream for that. That was so dope.
We also got other people that I can't remember.
We had Nerd Fusion. We had someone from Nerd Fusion.
Yes, Nerd Fusion. Elohim actually went to GuardianCon as well. He actually
he was there.
He was there. Yeah, he had a meet and greet.
I think someone was telling me it was funny because people were asking him to sign Destiny stuff, and he was like, "I don't play Destiny, but I'll sign it."
That was funny. It's really cool. It shows like a lot of potential, and I think them doing that now, saying now like, hey, this isn't only about Destiny. It's great for the future. It helps them future proof it. It helps them not lock themselves into just one demographic. It allows it to open up for the future.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
it's really cool.
again, with the perfect future and Destiny 2 being executed perfectly and people loving it, then it's going to explode. But
Please, Bungie.
yeah, exactly. Please. But there's also the possibility that they could just make a complete flop. And we still want to continue doing this, obviously.
Honestly,
going to
at this
GuardianCon,
point, even if it doesn't succeed, like I don't think the community's ever not going to be there for it. It's like,
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're saying. You know, like it's not gonna decrease in what we already have now because we're technically at one of the lowest points ever when it comes to Destiny.
the lowest.
Yeah, the
but
lowest.
We still have
but we still have a very vibrant and colorful community.
very, very vibrant, extremely vibrant, as GuardianCon the stream has clearly shown.
Mhm.
We are still a thriving, like it's like a roadkill you thought was dead, but it's like, nah, bitch, I'm alive.
Can't keep us down.
This giant bear that you think is dead, it looks like it's sleeping, but no, it's still there. It's just
Nah.
hibernating a little bit.
Speaking of Destiny 2, we should talk about some stuff about Destiny 2.
Stuff was announced this week, and IGN surprisingly has the exclusive. I guess they're upset with how Game Informer handled it last time.
Oh, really?
Like, yo, bro, you're saying too much right now. You're saying too much.
Yeah, I think
So
they're
I guess
doing
IGN was a better fit.
They're handling it a lot better at IGN because I think they are also letting the Bungie employees do their thing with them, which I think is very good for Bungie. I think that's what Bungie wants in the long run.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, Game Informer revealed like so much last year, like way too much.
Was that?
I think that's what Bungie's
I thought
going
Bungie
for.
let them reveal all that. I thought they were okay. I thought they approved those articles.
Supposedly they said things that they weren't supposed to.
Oh, really?
Supposedly this is not confirmed. This is not like something that's been confirmed.
This is speculation.
This is speculation
Okay.
and words that went around. Supposedly a lot of stuff Bungie said they can do, but I guess certain things they said weren't supposed to go out there.
Interesting. I didn't realize that.
But
it's
I
a mix
doubt
of
when
both
you're so
things
deep
this year.
when you're so deep into it, I doubt Bungie can just pull the plug and be all right, you guys halfway through, you guys can't talk about it anymore. So I guess like it's like a deal thing.
Well,
but,
especially when you publish a whole article about all that
It's
stuff.
like when you talk about
Exactly.
spoilers for a movie. It's like you want to get excited, but it's like there's some parts of the movie, like I know some people just can't control themselves with spoilers. Like they will try to be like, oh, it's not really a spoiler, but this happened. It's like that's totally a
You're
spoiler.
like, that's a spoiler.
And I think they've been doing a good job. Bungie's been doing a good job, like giving us bits and bits instead of giving us everything. Like the last time they showed all the exotics through Instagram.
Oh my
They
God, that was
definitely
gross.
learned
Awful,
this
yeah.
time around, and
They
it
learned.
makes me more excited, but at the same time, it also makes me a little more worried. But I actually prefer it this way, to be a little worried, but a little
Oh yeah, for sure. I prefer it
Because-
to be the way the information, but
Yeah.
I don't prefer the things that we're hearing about. Some of the things are leaving me from optimistic to cautiously optimistic because they're starting to reveal things and starting to bring worrisome like feelings and thoughts to the mix.
What is that stuff? Let's get into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's what I actually segue into it. So
Oh,
the
my
first thing
bad.
was the new place we get to hang out with, the
The farm?
farm, the new
Social space? Yeah.
the new that new social space, that new
That new
How do you
That
guys feel
new
about that?
with Ralph the Chicken.
Chicken, all it
Ralph,
looks like
my
Zelda.
chicken! You better
I'm
back off
wondering-
my chicken.
I'm wondering if they do something like a homage to Zelda, where if you hit a chicken or slide into it, like a lot of chickens come after you and stuff.
I love
Just
it.
die.
Yeah, you get
Wouldn't that
murdered.
be amazing?
Chicken
Because you
murder.
get- I don't think-
The chicken's defended by Rasputin, dude. You better watch
Yeah,
it.
right. And because in the tower you jump off and kill yourself. What if like in this one, because there's look like there's many places to jump off of, the chickens kill you. Like you just yo
What if they-
chill. Zelda
What
style.
if the chicken pops like a Doomfist? You know, like a Doomfist
Oh
ability.
my
where
God,
it's
a
against
huge
the
peck.
wall. The huge
Oh
peck,
my-
like a god tier
just
peck, just
charges
knocks you
its
away
beak.
from the
Dude, that'd
map.
be amazing. You get knocked out
Knocks
of
you
the
out of the map.
playable
Sends you
space.
to orbit.
Back to orbit.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Bro, I was at my vault. What did you do?
Knocks you into the traveler shard in the distance.
And they didn't show vendors and stuff, which is cool. They didn't show vendors. They showed the Cryptarch, the female Cryptarch. they
Yep, Tyra
introduced.
Khan.
I'm worried about
so
our
that's
boy. What happened to our?
Rahul?
I'm not
Cryptarch,
worried about him.
bro?
Dude, we
happened
need
to
a
him?
death scene.
Boy.
We need an actual graphic death scene of Rahul.
They're not going to show the death scene.
So
Look
what had
they do with the
happened
queen.
was they're probably gonna bring him back. They're probably gonna have like DLC, new social space, and bring him back there or something like that. Unless he does die, or maybe he's mad at us, so he's working with the Cabal, or he's hostage, so he's forced to work with them.
Because he was so cheeky.
Say, yo, Cryptarch, how do you get these engrams to work? Well, just it's
Why does he have a Kermit voice?
He's forced to encrypt it. That's what it is. Isn't that how he talks? Hello, Guardian. Isn't that him?
Well, I didn't know the Cryptarch was current, but I'm down for it.
I'm down for a
There you
Kermit
go.
Cryptarch.
Kermit Cryptarch.
What
The
you have there?
Cryptarch starts with a K now.
Oh my
Cryptarch.
god. I'll be honest. I was very nervous that they were showing the farm. I was like, "Oh no, here we go! They're going to show us all these details."
Yeah.
But it was a very light showing. It was like, "Here it is."
Which I loved.
Yeah, it was great. They didn't show us the
They
vendors.
didn't show us very much of it, which is good.
Yeah, we got to see the European Dead Zone in the distance. So I was like, oh, you can see the soccer. You can have like an actual soccer game, which is interesting. I almost get the impression that you might be able to walk out of the farm and into the playable field.
That would be the
Wouldn't that be
dopest
cool?
thing
That's
ever.
that's why I always imagined. Remember when we speculated how the E3 build would go when they show us on stage?
Yeah,
or something?
you're talking about like outposts and
Yeah, and I always
Outpost.
imagined you walking. I always imagined walking into a place like that, and then it goes from first person to third person. Like it just zooms in. Like your camera goes into your guy's head.
Love it.
Like, and then say if you walk out, it just zooms out, and now or zooms in, so now you're
Love
first
it.
person again. Like that would be so dope, right?
See, that's the difference between Bungie this year and past years. If this were Destiny 1, Bungie would be like, all right, guys, and check this out, like on a Bungie live stream. Be like, check this out. All right, well, if you get into the European Dead Zone and come toward this area, you're in an outpost. Wow. And the crowd would be like, oh, wow. That's
Wow, nice.
But
Wow.
Bungie's done a really good job of not revealing any minute specific details. They're thinking of like big picture
Mhm.
versus like little details, which is really cool. I pray that is what we get, because it's not like a big detail, but that's the whole point.
It's the little
the
stuff that
little
counts.
things
Yep.
like that
Mhm.
that really add up to make the game feel more.
But it's also big too, though. When you think about it, it's like it's the
Yeah.
big picture, because now they're promoting how you can walk into a strike, you can walk into that dungeon
Wait, have they said
stuff
that?
they're having.
No,
Yeah,
they
they
didn't say you
talked
can
for a
walk-
strike?
Yeah, you
Walk
can
into a strike?
Yeah,
See,
didn't
I'm
they
a
say you can
little
just walk into
worried.
it?
I'm a little worried. They
I don't
did
know.
say that.
They say you can just walk and start a strike. Yeah, you don't
they
have to like load into
specifically
it
said
anymore.
that. They said you can go to the area and start the strike from right
Oh
there.
Yeah,
my
you can just start the
God.
strike right there.
I can't
However,
wait.
I am a little worried because they also said the exact same thing about the Dreadnought, and we didn't get that.
Did they?
Wait, they did?
I don't
Yes.
remember them saying.
Yeah,
I don't remember them saying
that
about
in
Dreadnought.
I remember them saying like it's a really full, dense area of
I-
stuff to explore and find.
I am
Yeah, it was dense.
99.9% sure they actually straight up said you can walk to strikes and start them in Dreadnought, but we ended up not getting that.
Maybe they tried it and it just didn't work because the hardware and stuff and their engine.
Yeah, I mean, I
Blue,
don't.
I'll be honest, this is the first time I've ever heard that.
yeah, same.
Well, it's not the first I ever heard that, so
I mean,
At me.
somebody randomly
me.
talking to you about how
At me.
Destiny is, that is unofficial.
But for something that like what we do know 100% is that you can walk to a strike in Destiny.
that there
2 and
are
start it.
chickens.
Yes,
There,
off
yeah,
the chicken
that too.
exists.
We got KFC. Got KFC on the go.
KFC on the go. I was gluten
Or
free.
like Popeyes, that's cool too. Oh,
Don't you
gluten
touch my
free.
chicken.
Gluten
Gluten-free
free.
chicken.
There was some other
They feed
stuff
the
also,
gluten-free
guys.
stuff.
So the farm, great. Very excited about that.
Dope.
IGN also dropped another video called The Vision, or like the future of Destiny 2, or what?
The Vision of Destiny.
Yeah,
2,
Vision of Destiny 2.
The
It
Vision.
was basically Luke Smith and Mark Noseworthy looking really excited, honestly, in this interview about how Destiny is shaping up, or how Destiny 2 is shaping up. And one of the main things is that they want people to get into the game. They want to have a sense of inclusion. So people who jump into Destiny right now definitely feel like, what am I doing? Like, what is this? And part of that's also story as well, because you get
As
in.
a new player,
Yeah.
there's no guide. There's so much
Exactly.
to do.
Very little guide,
to-
tons to do. The story is confusing as hell. Like I played it again from the beginning with my new hunter, since I deleted my day one hunter for the charity stream, and then started a new day one hunter, or started a new hunter, I should say. And going
A day 567.
exactly. Going through the story again is confusing as hell. Like you kill the darkness, and you're like, all right, so I just did that.
Okay.
That's weird. Also, you get the Age of Triumph thing triggered in the middle, and you're like, I didn't kill those gods. Like, I just started this game.
Why are you spoiling? Spoilers in mid game? What is
Yeah.
this?
Atheon? What? Axis? I didn't kill these gods.
So many people. I'm so surprised how many people don't do Vault of Glass and have never touched Vault of Glass. Like when Age of Triumph came out, they were like, "Oh, dude, like I've actually never touched
Mhm.
like
A lot of people.
Glass. I've never done it." And I was like, "Well, how have you never done Vault of Glass?" And the reality is, it's like you don't know you're supposed to do Vault of Glass. You don't know you're supposed to do any of the old raids.
Exactly.
You don't even know that they're there.
Yep. So the Vision video, they're talking about how they're going to get people more included and also give them a real story that makes them feel compelled to play the game. And then after that, they're working on like the investment system and making it hopefully better than it is right now. So there's a reason to hit these higher levels and
End game.
end game content. Oh, and also he said that supposedly Destiny 2 is going to be harder than Destiny 1.
Which,
Luke Smith
if
said
that's
that.
true, but a lot of developers, unless the only people who never talk about how hard their game is when they're actually hard. Dark Souls, they never tell you it's hard. They're just like, hey, here's the game. It's hard as fuck.
Well, I mean, I don't know about that because they had started off from Demon Souls, and it just kind of got a reputation to where the point where they didn't have to talk about how hard it was.
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
Because we started Demon Souls, we went to Demon Souls 2, we went to we never had Demon Souls 2, did we?
No.
It went from Demon Souls,
Dark Souls 1, 2, 3.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, it was started with Demon Souls, people were like, holy shit, this game's hard. Dark Souls came out, they're like, holy shit, this game's hard. Dark Souls 2. At that point, it's like they don't need to.
It already had a legacy of difficulty. Whereas we're aware that Destiny 1 became the PvE activities became rote after a certain point. And I really hope that there's some legit difficulty. We were talking about this on the DCP podcast about what if there was mythic raids and you could keep on upping the light level until you get a certain point where it's like, okay, I just can't do this. It's so difficult. And then there's monthly leaderboards of who got the highest in those mythic raids.
That'd be really cool. That stuff like that's really cool. And I want to be pleasantly surprised if the game is difficult. I don't expect it to be difficult. Because I just don't. I can't imagine this game being difficult. The only time Destiny 1 was difficult was when they had the Nightfalls and it reset you from the very beginning, and that's the hardest it got to.
So here's why I'm actually
I would love to be surprised.
excited, though. They talked about locked loadout activities.
Yes, they did in that video.
This actually got me very excited for the potential of the game actually being difficult for endgame, because this, especially when it comes to raids, we might be loadout locked in raids. In raids, that adds a point of strategy to the raid, where okay, I'm going into Axis. What if we go into Axis? It's like, okay, well, all right, we're gonna need these defenders with this weapon. We need this defender with this rocket launcher for when we get to Axis. This hunter, really need those shadow shot hunters to have a dark drinker or something with them. It adds a potential flavor of strategy, and even toward Nightfalls. The Nightfall for the week, it's like, okay, well, you're not just going to switch your gun on the fly for each part of the activity. It's like, okay, well, at this part, it's like, okay, well, this part I'll swap to my sleeper. We're not going to be able to do that like we do now anymore, which is why I'm very excited, because I don't know, just the thought of loadout locked activities adds so much dimension to the game when it comes to strategy, which is what I'm excited for.
For the raids, when you're saying it's going to be locked, do you think are you saying they'll be locked as in the highest tier? You know how we have normal mode and hard mode? Do you expect it to be on hard mode? Because I don't expect your first run.
That's a good question.
Because someone brought up a good point on Twitter. He was like, what if you get new gear and you want to equip that? Okay. Now, but you're locked, now you can't level up.
I don't think it's going to be for the entire activity. I think it's just like how a respawn works, where respawn restricted zones happen. I think loadout locked zones are going to happen as well. So you're going to come up to an encounter, and before you start the encounter, you could probably switch some stuff around. But once you start the encounter, then it's going to be locked.
Yeah, that works. That sounds better to me. Yeah, that seems more possible than having the entire raid just everything locked. Because like I said, that'd be difficult for you to get a drop and I can't equip it. I can't get higher light. Or if you accidentally put it on or want to see how much light it gives you, but you can't go back. Yeah, that just adds difficulty. So that makes way more sense.
Or you go to orbit, change your gear, come back. There's a lot of ways around it. Yeah, there's
a lot of ways around it, which would have made it So this the actual encounter sounds way better. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah,
I think that the way they make it sound is they're going to make it more mechanically difficult. It's not going to be an issue
That's what I want.
That's what I want.
It's not going to be an issue of okay, well, here's a bunch of yellow bars, because I think watching a lot of gameplay, because of the changes to how our weapon loadouts are, where we have 2 primaries and 1 heavy, it's clear that they have significantly cut down on bullet sponges from what I've been watching as far as gameplay
They felt
goes.
that way too.
So to compensate for that, I am expecting them to introduce this stuff like loadout lock, more mechanically heavy bosses, like that strike. That strike is so dope to watch because the boss feels more like a raid than it does a strike boss. So
I can't wait.
I'm excited.
I'm really
excited to see what they do.
Yeah, I really hope that in the raids, or just in bosses in general, but specifically raid bosses, I really hope they incorporate more of those mechanics. I was saying, the first time you got into Destiny, or played the beta, I should say, and you got to the Prime Strike. I can't remember the name of the strike. Anyways, doesn't matter. Sepix Prime. You got to the tank, you blew off a leg and you started shooting the core, that was like, oh my god, this game has like phases to the enemies and stuff. You take off that leg. Yeah, it was so dope. I was like, I can't wait to see what other enemies do.
But then they just toss a bunch of spider walkers like throughout the entire game. It's like, here's a spider walker, here's a spider walker, here's a spider walker. You want spider walkers?
That was the only one that had a mechanic like
beta,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm hoping that in Destiny 2 they really go ham on that. Like I want to be able to shoot off weapons or shoot off armor that expose some sort of special spot in the boss.
Not only that, I want to see the boss do some Dark Souls type stuff. Like after a certain amount of health, it starts jumping off of walls and running on walls and stuff. Like,
like a phase
come on,
2.
It's a mechanical spider.
A legit phase 2 would be awesome.
So what you guys are telling me is you want the Thunder Jaw in Destiny 2. Got it.
Pretty much.
Oh my god, of course.
Give us that. Like give us stuff that like reacts to how you're fighting. I just want to shoot a
Thunder Jaw.
Like if every strike is the way they show that strike, if they're all mini like raids and they all have phases and they have more enemies that aren't just from strikes. Like say for the flashpoints, what if you're going to a flashpoint and this is a monster, they're calling it a quote unquote monster that has phases. So it just changes the way it's fighting you, and that forces you guys to change up the way you're fighting. Like that would be so dope. That'd be add really cool mechanical difficulty instead of just I'm a bullet sponge. Like I shoot really hard.
Yeah, I mean even with Darkblade, that's another really awesome phase fight. Darkblade's still my favorite strike.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah,
where he changes his approach, he changes his strategy as you.
He gets faster. Yeah, yep.
And we really only have that in like 3 or 4 strikes in Destiny 1. So I'm hoping we get more cool mechanics to the game. Mechanically difficult is better than bullet sponge.
Way
and I
better.
really
Sure,
hope,
100%.
I really hope with Luke Smith talking about adding difficulty, he's talking about skill difficulty when it comes to even PvE as opposed to, I mean, especially PvE. I want a skill difficulty. I want a fight to be so hard and it not necessarily be dependent on, oh, okay, well, you don't have a sleeper. It's like, well, I don't need a sleeper. If I'm badass, then I'll finish this strike. I'll do what I need to do.
That's exactly. That's what I want. Like that's to be so cool to me. Like the different approaches us as players can do. Instead of being like, all right, guys, put your galleys on. You know, I'm not saying galleys are in it, but like this, like during Destiny 1, people like make sure you have these specific weapons.
Yeah, make sure you have these galleys.
Nah, I'm good because I'm good at the game. So why?
I want it to be like, I mean, it's like that's the thing that I want the most, and you see it in a lot of MMOs take more advantage of like hardcore skill based activities as opposed to, okay, well you're totally geared up now just run through this raid, like dope.
Yeah,
but a lot of MMOs do more skill based.
Yeah, we want to move away from DPS focused to actual mechanic skill focused because that is ultimately more rewarding.
And I think that's the only direction they can go with the fact that we no longer have 3
special
weapons,
and heavy,
3 actual we had 1 primary and 2 power weapons essentially.
Yeah, we had 1 weapon that would take care of trash mobs.
It was an ad clear,
and then we had 2 DPS weapons.
2 boss melters, and that was pretty much how you approach everything in PvE in Destiny 1. Is okay, clear the ads with like a Firefly Sky Rifle, and then use your sniper and your rocket launcher or your sleeper to burst down the bosses. And that was what it came down to in just about every raid.
Literally the formula.
Every strike. That is the formula, and I don't want there to be a formula in Destiny 1.
That's what I'm talking about. Especially with locked loadouts, I would love for people to actually get roles in a raid. Like, let's say you need 2 people with the sniper rifle because only the sniper rifle can do specific damage to the boss when it's crit spots available. Be like, okay, you guys are designated for those crit spots. And then you need people with like a rocket launcher or a grenade launcher to specifically take out a certain piece of armor or something to be able to expose it.
Like each weapon type has an advantage in each part of the raid. It's like, okay, well, there's these mobs up top. We're going to need like 2 dudes with scout rifles to take them out. Okay, when this boss comes up, if you have the heavy sniper rifle, like we need you guys to be sniping this dude down so the rest of us with hand cannons can clear like these trash mobs coming at us. It's like the strategy that comes with it. That's what I want. I don't want it to be like, okay, everyone get your scout rifles and your sleeper and your sniper. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That being said, obviously I want normal to be achievable by a lot of people. So normal mode raid definitely needs to be achievable by a lot of people. And then heroic mode needs to be difficult, but have some cool gear and some restrictions and all that. But then I really do think that we need something like a mythic or a Nightfall level raid that
I really do.
That can have leaderboards and stuff.
I believe that too.
Yeah.
I think leaderboards I think the hype of leaderboards won't fix the issue of not like being invested into like coming back weekly. I think that will really come from how they approach the design of the encounters
Well,
to where it's like, okay, well now I'm excited to see the leaderboards because man, that's the hardest shit activity.
imagine though that every month there was a unique emblem that you could achieve if you were like the top 5 or something in the leaderboard.
That would be dope too. I mean, God, I just really want the activities to be like a little bit of nuance to the activities every month, like you said, with the mythic, like with the mythic nightfall or something. It's like, okay, this month's nightfall is stupid hard.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this month's nightfall is totally different, and this totally changes the way you play this strike or something, or anything like that. Or even when it comes down to raids, like, all right, well, this raid, like, this has changed, and now you have to totally. I know you like bringing scout rifles into this raid, but this time around your scout rifles are actually suck for this encounter because of the way we changed it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like that's probably like dreaming of too much or expecting too much. But man, that'd be the dream. That'd be the PvE
Let's expect
dream.
a ton and then see what we get in reality. That's what I'm going. I'm expecting Destiny to be a good game. I'm not expecting it to be perfect.
It's a bit I was talking to Dado about it a little bit. A couple weeks ago, and what he and me kind of came to the conclusion is what they're showing us right now is safe, and that's kind of what I think they have to do right now, because Destiny 1 was a lot of risk taking, I guess, and with Destiny 2, it's like how much do we want to risk when we have a very dedicated user base already?
Well, also they don't want to like show the really cool things that they've changed. So they're showing the safe things that they can show us. They're like, oh, well, we expect a social space. We expect supers. We expect weapons. We expect strikes. You know? Nice
weapons, nice strikes. Yeah, when they did the reveal, should be like, we've got some all new strikes. Like, I certainly hope you have some new strikes for this new game. Yes, I certainly hope you do. Yeah, we have a new raid as well. I certainly hope you have a new raid for Destiny 2.
Oh, and remember how you couldn't look at the map when you were on the ground and you had to go to orbit to look at the map?
Check out this
Boom,
map.
We got a map live.
Also, if you want to go to this new place, you don't even have to go to orbit. Just go straight to it.
Yeah.
It's like,
oh, you want to go to that public event? Here's a timer that's actually on it.
For you. Also, there's no lore in-game. Haha, suck it! Wait, no lore outside.
No, outside the game. There's tons of lore in the game.
No lore
this
outside
time.
Game. There's so much lore inside game. Hope you guys enjoy never reading Grimoire outside the game again. Suck it.
Oh man. Well, I think that's anything else on Destiny 2?
They announced the new PvP, the Call to Arms, which is the equivalent to Flashpoint for PvE. So people who don't want to, go too much into PvE, they enjoy the PvP experience more. They're going to be introducing Call to Arms, which is going to be that equivalent of that Flashpoint. So I'm assuming it's going to be weekly if they're comparing it to Flashpoint.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming it's a weekly event thing that happens in PvP where you get those same type of rewards.
Yep. But
for PvP players. So it gives people more options and more ways to earn loot, which is always a good thing because we've always because as streamers, back in the day where PvP was actually bearable, we would use PvP to, as our content. We'd use that for stream stuff like that. So now it gives us more way to get loot instead of just having just these very small loot pools. So that's to be really cool. But I think that's pretty much other than that. I think that's all they've shown,
we didn't talk about fixed rolls on weapons.
Oh, the fixed rolls. Yeah, they confirmed no more looking for that God drop or God roll Luna. So now your weapons are they're set. They're good to go. As soon as you get it, it's that same roll for everyone, which it comes with its good sides and bad sides.
This is either going to suck or be great, honestly.
I think it's good. It's good to be cautiously optimistic about it. So as soon as I heard it, I was like, "Oh, this is terrible." We play looter shooters like Borderlands and Destiny. We want to go for that specific role. That's the whole point of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the fun of it. But then you bring up these other points of why it's good, and now they also have mods that they haven't talked about. There's mods in the game for your guns. Maybe the mods would be that part, like farming modded parts and parts of the gun you want. So I'm assuming the grindy part is to be for mods now instead of those rolls, because I was afraid because that helps PvP a lot. Because now everyone's on a even playing field for PvP. Mm-hmm. But I'm afraid that what if it hurts the PvE side? But I'm hoping mods help that. I'm hoping mods add that variety in PvE.
See, now it might not even just be mods. Now, the reality was in Destiny 1, they kind of advertised all these guns, but the reality is we only had a couple dozen guns to pick from that had the difference was in the rolls. So what if in Destiny 2 we have more fixed rolls, but this opens the potential for a more variety of actual unique guns.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm hoping. That's the big
so we don't have God rolls anymore, But what if we have more guns in general? So
We have God guns. So
yeah,
now you
we have
these
God
guns you want.
That
So you have-
honestly makes me more excited than getting rolls on a gun because
Yeah, for sure. Hell yeah.
Because now it's like you don't get excited when you get IS Luna. You get excited
for
when
the
you get a
rolls.
God roll IS Luna. I want you.
Exactly.
I think it's way better in a looter shooter to get excited when you say, "Oh, I just got IS Luna." Oh my god! As opposed to just got an IS Luna. Let's see the roll. Shit roll. Whatever.
Garbage.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm hoping for more variety. And I wonder if they're going to change up the how exotics work at all. If they're going to stay, I'm assuming they're going to stay fixed how they currently are.
I'm
But I wonder
assuming
if they're
that.
going to allow you to add mods to them too, like add like different things to make those exotics
I'm
even more
hoping
exotic.
that what they promised us in D1 is what we're actually going to get when it comes to exotics, because legendaries are legendaries. Like, they're good guns. They do the job you want them to do. Exotics are specific abilities, like obviously Dragon's Breath, you get like a napalm thing. Gallahorn is God. Sleeper is a totally unique weapon. It's
optimal DPS.
Optimal DPS. Yeah.
So I think exotics are going to stay exactly the same. They're going to come with a unique ability that no other gun in the game has. But I do also hope our legendaries are unique in the sense that, kind of like mini exotics, where obviously they don't come with these unique abilities, but it is the only type of its gun in the game where you get it and it's like, oh dude, Ayasuna is one of the best guns in the game just because of this, and this. So when someone else gets an Ayasuna, it's like, oh, I just got an Ayasuna as well. Like, oh, I'm so hyped. Like,
so like it's also good because now we're going to the double primary way of the game, right? We have the two primaries and the power weapon. So I feel like adding a variety of weapons is going to help with that, because you don't want to have just a small loophole, like a small pool of guns, and you're filling both slots with them. Like, you want to have so many. You want to have like a team and no one's using the same gun. You know, like right now it's all about, all right, make sure we all have this gun on for this strike. Make sure we have this gun on for this encounter. Why can't it be like you have a different gun, Blue, you have a different gun, and it does, like we're getting the same outcome, but we're getting our own play style. So Blue can sit back with his scout rifle, do his job. Tefty could be in the face with the SMG. I could be with the hand cannon, but we're all doing the same job, but just different.
And that's another cool thing. It's like, if we come across each other and we have like this unique gun, it's like, dude, check out this gun I got. Like, at this point in Destiny 1, it's like, okay, I know what gun it is.
Right.
Like, I've seen literally every gun. It's like,
because
okay,
Instagram
that's a pretty good roll. It's like, you look at it, it's like, yeah, what's your roll on that? Oh, nice roll, bro.
Yeah, it really comes down to, though, if they have a big enough loot pool. And that's like my biggest concern is, are they gonna have enough guns? Like, if they have the same amount of guns that are in Destiny right now, like from vanilla all the way to now, with the amount of legendaries that we've seen from all the expansions, then I think it'll be okay.
I think so too, yeah.
But if they just have the amount that was in vanilla, then I'm going to be concerned. And
which was really like it was just a couple dozen guns. And now with
just reskins,
now with all of these, a lot of guns were reskins as well, which is very disappointing. Especially with Crucible, like you get like an orange and blue paint job with like a gun model that's already been there. That's what I don't want.
Yeah, I hope
I wouldn't mind
it
to an extent if we got a couple, like a variation here and there. Because the reality is, I don't mind it too much when Crucible gets a new paint job, but it's like when that paint job gun, like when those paint job guns are all just paint job guns, it takes away.
Yeah,
it takes away a lot of the allure of like what they had talked about originally, where it's like, if you see this cool gun, it's like, oh dude, where'd you get that gun? It's like, oh dude, I got it from this strike that I did, and it dropped, and it was insane, and it's its own role, and it's like you see it, and you're like, holy shit, that's awesome. But with Destiny 1, it's more like we talked about, it's like you don't look at the gun anymore, you look at the roll.
Exactly.
When you say, look at the roll, like on this palindrome.
I really hope that you can actually see the mod. Two things actually. One thing, I want mods to actually have common, uncommon, rare, legendary, and possibly exotic varieties, so you could really hunt like legendary mods. That would be sick, right?
Mods?
But also, I want to actually see the mod on the gun as well, so you can actually look and be like, oh, look at that Eyes Luna with an exotic mod.
A button.
What if what if we got these mods that replaced perks that we kind of already have? So what if one of these mods is like Luck in the Chamber magazine, like it's an exotic mod. It's okay, one of your shots is going to deal bonus damage in your mag, and that's your mod, the magazine mod. What if we got like
or it has like a percentage of how much bonus damage, so you get like a really high roll of how much bonus damage you get.
Oh, that'd be so
Yeah,
dope.
that had so much variety to it. That would add like another
variety.
level. That add another level to like even making the game more difficult because now you're having to do a risk and reward kind of thing. Like, do I want to risk losing this over this? Do I want to add this mod that takes away my range but makes it so my bullets are really, really strong?
Exactly,
keep
right?
That range. Like, I want stuff like that. And I think that like what you said, I want to see those mods on the gun. I want to see someone put a scope on. That scope changes. I want to see them put like a new magazine on, and the magazine changes. I want to see all that, man.
What if the mods also kind of replace what we already have with?
I'm gonna cry. You guys can make me cry because if this doesn't happen,
this is getting excited. I'm actually really excited for mods now. You know how with legendaries we already have the scopes. So obviously, I'm assuming a lot of the mods are going to be kind of replacing what that already did. You get a scope that increases your range, it lowers your stability. You get like a regular sight. Okay, that sight is going to increase your AA, but it's going to lower, stuff like that. But I am also hoping for like more cosmetic mods. Like I would love to have like a cool silencer on your gun. That is, I mean, obviously that would probably be an exotic mod because it's like, okay, well,
it's actually going to silence the bullets.
You don't alert enemies from this far away, type of gun.
I mean, that'd be cool. But my biggest concern though about the mods is that it's strictly cosmetic and has nothing to do with how the gun functions.
I'd be sad.
I don't think they're going to do that. I think that's something that if they had mods in Destiny 1, they would have done. I feel like they've hopefully learned their lesson in Destiny 2 that customization is something that we crave in this game.
It's so important in Destiny. It really is.
We crave customization, and not just cosmetic customization. We crave gear customization.
So if they're locking these roles, I really think that they have to have these mods that actually do things to the guns to
have a lot of guns and a lot of mods.
They gotta have a lot of guns, a lot of mods, because that is our hunt. That's what we like. That's what we want to find in the wild.
When I see someone with like the super rare scout rifle, I want to be like, I want to one day get that scout rifle. I don't want to say, I just want to, oh man, like I hope I get a god roll like that one day because I know where to get it. I want to say, where do I get that gun? Where can I find it? I want it right now. No other gun in the game is like that.
I also want to see more enemy-specific weapons, right? Like they started that with the end of Destiny 1. I want to see like, but not just bosses. I want to be like, hey, I've been farming this one like really trash mob enemy for hours, and it still hasn't dropped its really rare weapon.
Dude, Omnigul Farm. That was actually that was probably closest to MMO.
But that's a boss though. That's a boss fight though. I don't want a boss fight. I want to like in Borderlands, there's certain enemies that can drop special weapons just from that enemy.
Well, it's comparable to that though because. We obviously got introduced to Skeleton Key, which kind of killed the farm of strikes.
Yep.
Which honestly,
3 of coins
they killed
and
the
Skeleton
farm.
Keys.
3 of coins. But Omnigul was like, I think Omnigul was the most MMO this game ever got. You farm like, okay, everyone, we're gonna go on an Omnigul run to farm our Grass of Malak. Like that was dope. And then they got rid of it, and I was like, man, like that's kind of lame, dude. So I hope what you're saying is true. Like certain enemies will drop certain.
What if they drop certain mods?
Special gear, certain mods
too. Like to
where you actually want to farm these bosses. You want to farm these trash mobs. You want to farm like this. I don't know, magic fairy pixie that spawns in like this certain part of the map that you want to farm, like stuff like that.
Do like a certain flashpoint has like a type of reward that you can get.
It adds so much replayability to the game, and not only that, but especially as a content creator, like that adds so much more for me to do, to stream, to make a video on, to make like Tefty could be like, oh, I heard like you get this dope legendary weapon from this mob you have to farm. You're damn right. If I wanted enough, I'm gonna farm this stupid mob for 8 hours.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, look at Omnigul. I mean, I enjoyed farming Omnigul, even though it was the same thing over and over. But that's because I enjoyed the hunt for loot.
It's hunt. People enjoy grind, Bungie. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe we're all masochists, but we enjoy grind. That's why people play these looter shooters, because we want grind.
Yeah.
And we want to show it off, right? We want to go to PvP and have people message you and be like, yo, where'd you get that gun? Or you want to be like patrolling, yo, where'd you get that gear? Like we want to show this stuff off. We want to work hard, we want to invest time and show what we've been grinding for.
Exactly.
More guns, more mods.
More guns, more mods. Let's go.
Pretty much to bring Destiny to talk to a close, we want Destiny 2 to be amazing. And right now, we're getting super hype off of ideas and things that haven't been confirmed. And I'm going to be so sad if none of this is in the game. Man, come on.
I would prepare for it not to be in the game, but I'd also be blown away if they put it in. If they had mods at that level,
that's the best way to do it.
I would be excited.
Yep.
They're probably gonna add it in the future as well. I wouldn't be surprised if like, yo, this expansion, this update is bringing you guys what you wanted. Bam.
Bam, bam, jamma. Oh my God.
Bama jam, slamma jam.
Slam a jamma,
We
bama.
want it. We
Yeah.
want it.
Well, is that the podcast, guys?
I believe so, Capitan.
That is
We
the
are
podcast.
54 minutes in the podcast, guys. It's a little bit longer than usual.
You guys know you like it. You like them long.
You
you
love
like
it.
that long one?
You like it.
Speaking of liking things, we would totally like to put this podcast on Podbean and iTunes and all that stuff. We're just waiting on a logo, guys. So if you
I'm
could do
working
me a
on
favor, just at BlueWestlo on Twitter and say,
Yeah,
where's
just
the
spam him.
logo?
At him. Spam his mentions.
Be like, hey, where's the logo? Where's the logo? As soon as we get that logo, then we're putting this thing on iTunes and Google Play. All right. I'm Tefty Teft. You can talk to me at Teft on Twitter. You can catch the streams I do at twitch.tv/Tefty Teft. Usually start at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And I've been doing a few early streams as well. Trying to get a schedule.
Which he
on
hasn't
that.
been telling me about, and I've been sad because I really want to play with him.
It's because I need to make sure it works and then I don't not do them. We'll play
All right,
versus.
sounds fair. Sounds fair. And I'm Versus the Stream. You guys can talk to me on Twitter at Versus the Stream. You can check out my live streams every single morning at 9 a.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/Versus the Stream, and check out my YouTube content at youtube.com/Versus the Internet.
And my name is BlueWestlo. You can beat me at BlueWestlo on Twitter,
Hashtag where's my logo?
youtube.com/BlueWestlo, and twitch.tv/BlueWestlo.
So make sure you guys at him and with the hashtag Where's My Logo.
Hashtag where's my logo. Yep.
Oh God, please, not like this.
We'll see you next
All
week,
right,
guys.
guys.
Thanks for
Bye.
watching. Bye.